Hey guys, what we're going to be doing is making a tropical dragon blood recipe here. Now I had this idea. I said, to myself, I hate winter so much, and the upcoming darkness that's coming in the cold and snow and all that. I'm not into that kind of thing. So what I figured to myself was, wouldn't it be cool to have make a wine that is, kind of like give you the idea of like steel drums playing in the background, kind of a thing. Like totally Jimmy Buffett in the Caribbean type of thing. So what I decided to do is make this tropical dragon blood, which I'm calling Dragons in Paradise. Alright? And I got this idea and I put it on a Facebook group. And I said, the home winemaking group. And I said, hey guys, you want to make this with me? Why don't we all make this at the same time? And it should be ready relatively quickly, and we could all raise a glass together, a virtual glass, to New Year's together. It'd be a really cool thing to do. So if you would like to join in the party, a virtual winemaking party, you can make this. And I'm making these videos for those of you that have never made this kind of thing before and want to jump right in and be part of the party. You could just follow along and do what I do, and you should be good to go. So what am I doing? I got myself some pineapple juice. Alright, some sugar. I have a couple of these organic tropical fruit blend. I got it at BJ's. And I have some water boiling. I also put together a mix of additives that I'll need, including pectic enzyme and yeast energizer, yeast nutrient, and things like that. So I have that all in here. You could get the ingredients on my blog. Alright, and I'll put the link for that on the bottom of this so you could read all the ingredients. Alright, and I got some water boiling on the stove. And, okay, so at this point I'm going to get started. Excuse me. And, one of the things that, for all you folks that are just starting out, you need to understand is that everything that touches the wine needs to be cleaned, sanitized, and so I use a solution. Personally, I use the one called Be Bright, and other people use other ones, and they're all fine. They all do the job. But basically, what you need to know is everything that touches the wine, all right, is going to need to be cleaned with that stuff. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure the spigot is turned off if you have a spigot on your bucket. I'm going to pour my pineapple juice. Now these are 64 fluid ounces. Pineapple juice. And then I'm going to pour my sugar. I know the recipe says 11 pounds of sugar. I'm going to start with 10. And if I need to add more later, I'll do that. That's my 10 pounds of sugar. And what I'm going to do is stir that up. Okay, and I'm going to keep stirring that and making sure that it's really dissolved. And I'll be right back. Alright, So that's pretty much nicely dissolved. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw a little bit of boiling water into that and stir that up. Just to get it a little extra dissolved. Alright. Then what I've done is I've taken the fruit and I put it in a net bag. I have 2 net bags, and these mesh bags you could get from I actually got them from a hardware store. They're called paint strainer bags, the 5-gallon paint strainer bags. So I'm going to throw that in here. Take the second one. There's 2 of them. Alright. And on top of that, I'm going to add a big pot of boiling water. Alright, and what that's going to do is take all of this frozen fruit and make it become unfrozen. And you can see the colors that are coming up here in this. So I'm going to stir that around. Dragons in Paradise. Alright, I'm going to let that sit and defrost a little bit now. I'll be right back. Alright, so at this point what I've done is I've added some more water, now some cooler water, to a little bit above the 6-gallon mark. Could do some fruit in there. And stirred it up. And you could actually get in there and mash that with your hands. It's still, some of the fruit is still a little bit frozen. You could get an idea what's going on here. Alright. And what I'm going to be doing next is adding my additives that I've pre-mixed. There's tannin, yeast energizer, yeast nutrient, what else? Pectic enzyme. I did not add any sorbate or anything like that yet. That comes later. So everything except sorbate. If you add the sorbate, you will ruin it. That comes later. So do not add the sorbate. But basically what that is tannin, pectic enzyme, yeast energizer, yeast nutrient, and I think that's it, if I remember right. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. But alright, so I'm going to stir that up. And what I'm going to do now, basically, leave my spoon there because I know I'm going to need that. Going to take the top. Snap that on. Put that on. And I'm going to let that sit now for 12 hours. At least 12 hours for the pectic enzyme to break down the fruit. Alright, so 12 hours later, it is now 6 o'clock in the morning, so at least 12 hours later, I'm going to be coming back and checking it out. We're going to be doing a specific gravity reading with a hydrometer to see how much sugar is in there. And maybe we'll be making some adjustments. Maybe we'll be adding some sugar. Maybe I'll be adding some water. We don't know. But we're going to look at that reading, make a determination, because again, you know, your fruits have different levels of sugar in them. And if everything looks good, we're going to throw the yeast on top later. Alright, so thanks for watching, and we'll be back in 12 hours. So, what I've got here, I just wanted to do real quick and show you, is I have some hot water or warm water with about, I don't know, a teaspoon of sugar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the yeast and I'm going to sprinkle it in that and start it rocking and rolling. Kind of the same way I make bread. Is what I would normally do for bread. Is take that, stir that in, and try to get this yeast going for a little while before adding it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put that aside and let that sit for probably close to a half hour. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you guys was I got some bentonite. So what I did is I took about a tablespoon of that and added it to some warm water. And I slowly sprinkled it in. Slowly sprinkled that into that. And stirred it up, and I have this goopy clay kind of consistency thing. This is a optional step. You don't have to use this if you don't want to, but I think it helps the wine come out clearer quicker. Okay, so one of the things I want to do is I want to take a reading and everything. So I'm going to put this aside. Just wanted to show you the bentonite. Alright guys, so you can see the wine here has already started to break down with the pectic enzyme. And with my clean hands, I'm just going to grab this and squish it a little bit. You can see with some of the color of the, I guess, fruit, strawberries or what have you, is going into the wine, giving it a, I guess, an orangey color. And from the mangoes and other fun things. So I'm just kind of squeezing that a bit. I'm going to stir that up a little bit. Alright. point, I'm going to take my bentonite I showed you earlier. I'm going to pour that in. And stir that around. And that's lovely. And I'm going to rinse off my hydrometer. This is when I'm going to take a reading. Okay, so let's see what we got as far as a specific gravity reading. Where are we on the scale of looks like a little above 1.090. Nope. Yes, slightly above 1.090. Probably 1.0902 or something like that. Okay, so that's where we're at with this. And what I'm going to do at this point is stir that up. And I'm going to pause the video because I noticed my top of my lid on my thing here got cracked. So I'm going to get a different lid, and I'm going to be right back after I clean that off. Alright, so this is awesome. Here is my yeast. Now what I'm going to do is pour my yeast into the wine. That's it. Take my spoon out. I'm going to wash that off in a second. Take my top, snap it on. My airlock. Push that in. And now we wait. This is so exciting. Dragons in Paradise. Dragon blood wine. Tropical being born. How cool is that? You can almost hear the steel drums. Alright. So thanks for watching. I'm going to be putting this up. You guys can follow along with me. And if all goes well, we'll all be raising a glass together on New Year's Eve. Or before then. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed watching. And hey, shout out to all the folks that are making this thing with me. Pretty cool. Ton of people doing it. Awesome. Thank you. Come back and see the next step in the series, at the bottom of this video is going to be a link that you can see the steps that were taken, and check with the Facebook group too that I'm on to follow along with that too, with the other folks that we're all doing this together. Rock and roll. See you guys soon. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube. And definitely check out my blogs, www.cookingitalianrecipes.com with the dashes in the middle, or my other one on winemaking, howtomakehomemade.biz. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and have an awesome day.